12-year-old Liam's mother, Emma, is gravely ill. He encounters his estranged Aunt Julia, a medical researcher who left the family years ago due to a dispute. Julia offers an experimental treatment that gradually heals Emma. Through the process, the sisters reconcile, and their family bond is restored. Emma recovers, and the family enjoys renewed unity and happiness. Hello friend, this is Narrative Stories channel. Let's start this story. The sun had started its descent, casting a warm, golden hue over the bustling city streets. It was late afternoon, and 12-year-old Liam trudged home from school, his thoughts consumed by the weight of his mother's illness. Their small, cozy apartment, located in a modest neighborhood, had always been a place of comfort and love. But recently, it felt heavy with the burden of Emma's mysterious sickness. Liam missed the days when his mother was full of life, her laughter filling every corner of their home. Now, her pallor and weakened state were constant reminders of the uncertainty that loomed over their lives. Liam was an introspective boy, mature beyond his years due to the responsibilities that had been thrust upon him. He often found himself worrying about Emma, wishing he could do more to help. His father had passed away when he was very young, leaving him and his mother to navigate life on their own. The bond they shared was strong, but the illness had strained it, making him feel helpless and frustrated. As he turned a familiar corner, Liam almost collided with a woman hurrying in the opposite direction. She was strikingly similar to his mother, with chestnut hair and piercing green eyes that mirrored Emma's. Startled, Liam apologized, but his curiosity was piqued when the woman's gaze lingered on him, a look of recognition and emotion in her eyes. "Are you Emma's son?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. Liam nodded, bewildered. "Yes, how do you know my mom?" The woman took a deep breath, her expression softening. "I'm Julia, your Aunt Julia. I need to speak with your mother urgently." Liam's heart raced as he led Julia to their apartment. He had heard about his Aunt Julia in hushed, tense conversations between his mother and their few remaining relatives. She had left the family years ago, and no one ever talked about why. The sudden appearance of this estranged relative, especially one who looked so much like his mother, filled him with a mix of hope and apprehension. When they entered the apartment, Emma was resting on the couch, a faint light from the window highlighting the pallor of her face. The moment Emma saw Julia standing in the doorway, her eyes widened in shock. She struggled to sit up, her emotions a turbulent mix of anger, relief, and sorrow. "Julia, what are you doing here?" Emma's voice was weak, but tinged with a bitterness that made Liam's heart ache. Julia knelt beside her sister, tears welling in her eyes. "I know I hurt you by leaving, but I had my reasons. Now, I'm here to help." Emma's eyes filled with unshed tears as she stared at her sister. Liam stood by, sensing the deep rift that had separated the siblings. He watched as Julia explained how she had left the family due to a dispute over their inheritance after their parents' death. Julia had felt betrayed and had decided to start a new life elsewhere. Despite the years of silence and distance, she had always kept tabs on Emma, and when she heard about her illness, she knew she had to return. Liam could see the pain and regret in Julia's eyes, and despite his mother's initial reaction, he felt a flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, this unexpected reunion could bring the help they desperately needed. Julia's presence stirred up a whirlwind of emotions and memories for Emma. The sisters had once been inseparable, their bond strong and unbreakable. But the dispute over their parents' inheritance had shattered that connection, leaving wounds that had never fully healed. Emma had felt abandoned and betrayed when Julia left, and the pain of that loss had lingered. Even as she tried to move on with her life, Julia began to share her story, detailing her journey after she left the family. She had pursued a career in medical research, driven by a desire to make a difference in the world. Over the years, she had built a successful career, but the rift with her family had always been a source of deep regret. When she learned about Emma's illness, she couldn't stay away any longer. "I've been monitoring your health from afar," Julia admitted, her voice soft and filled with remorse. "I came across a rare condition that matches your symptoms perfectly. I've spent years studying it, and developing a potential treatment. Emma listened, tears streaming down her face. The years of anger and betrayal started to melt away, replaced by a glimmer of hope and gratitude. She knew how stubborn and determined Julia could be, and if she said she had a potential treatment, Emma believed her. Julia continued, explaining the details of the experimental treatment she had developed. It was risky and untested on humans, but it offered a chance at recovery. She would need to take Emma to her clinic for a series of tests and treatments. The process would be grueling, and there were no guarantees, but it was their best hope. Liam, desperate to see his mother well, again, pleaded with her to try it. "Mom, please, we have to trust Aunt Julia. She's here to help." Emma looked at her son, seeing the determination and love in his eyes. She turned to Julia, her expression conflicted but resolute. "I'll do it. I'll try the treatment." The following days were a flurry of activity as Julia moved into their apartment, transforming it into a makeshift clinic. She brought in medical equipment and supplies, carefully monitoring Emma's vitals and administering the first doses of the experimental treatment. The process was intense, with Emma experiencing severe side effects that left her weak and in pain. Despite the physical and emotional toll, Emma trusted her sister. Julia's dedication and expertise were evident in every step of the treatment. She was meticulous, documenting every change and adjusting the treatment as necessary. The bond between the sisters began to heal as they faced this new challenge together, their shared history and love for each other resurfacing. Liam watched with a mixture of hope and fear. He had never seen his mother so vulnerable, but he also saw the fierce determination in Julia's eyes. He began to believe that they could overcome this, that his family could be whole again. One night, as Julia administered a particularly difficult round of treatment, Emma broke down in tears. "Why did you really come back, Julia? Was it just to help me?" Julia hesitated, then took a deep breath. "I missed my family. I missed you. The fight over the inheritance. It was stupid. I let my pride get in the way. But when I heard about your illness, I realized how much I still love you. I couldn't stay away any longer." Emma reached out, taking Julia's hand. "I've missed you too, Julia. I never stopped loving you, even when I was angry. Let's put the past behind us and move forward." As the weeks turned into months, Emma began to show signs of improvement. Her color returned, and she gained strength with each passing day. The experimental treatment, though grueling, was working. Julia's presence had not only brought healing to Emma, but had also mended the broken family bonds. The sisters spent hours talking, reminiscing about their childhood and the good times they had shared. They laughed and cried together, their relationship growing stronger with each passing day. Liam, too, found solace in having his aunt around. She filled the void left by Emma's illness, providing support and care. One evening, as they sat together in the living room, Emma turned to Julia. "You've given me a second chance at life, Julia. I don't know how I can ever repay you." Julia smiled, her eyes shining with love. "You don't have to repay me, Emma. Seeing you get better is all the reward I need. We're family, and that's what matters." Liam felt a warmth he hadn't felt in a long time. His family was healing, and his mother was getting better. The future, once bleak and uncertain, now seemed bright and filled with promise. With time, Emma's condition continued to improve. She regained her strength, and the experimental treatment had worked. Julia's groundbreaking work gained recognition in the medical community, but the most important achievement for her was seeing her sister recover and their family reunited. Emma and Julia's bond was stronger than ever. They had faced their past issues, forgiven each other, and emerged from the ordeal closer than before. The love and unity that had been restored were a testament to the power of family and forgiveness. Liam, now a teenager, understood the value of family and reconciliation. He had seen firsthand the importance of love and support in overcoming life's challenges. His mother's recovery and the reunion with his aunt had shaped him into a compassionate and resilient young man. The family remained close, cherishing the time they had together. They often reflected on the journey that had brought them back together, grateful for the second chance at happiness and unity years past, and the family enjoyed a peaceful, happy life. Emma's health remained stable, and she cherished every moment with her son and sister. Julia continued her research, driven by the knowledge that her work had saved her sister's life and could help others as well. Liam grew into a confident and caring young man, inspired by the strength and resilience of his family. He often thought about the chance encounter that had brought Julia back into their lives, a twist of fate that had turned their world upside down, but had ultimately led to healing and reconciliation. The family gathered often, sharing meals and laughter, their home once again filled with love and joy. Thank you for being a part of Narrative Stories. Your support and engagement mean the world to us. We are committed to bringing you the best in storytelling. What kinds of stories would you like to see next? Share your thoughts in the comments below.